Hello and welcome to Sean's shed, or Sean's dining room as it is today. What I'm looking at doing is figure out what's up with this thing. This just starts off the 750 and it's struggling a bit. You can hear quite a loud click. So I think what it is the magnet, or one of the magnets, has come loose and is stuck. So we're going to pull it apart and we're actually going to clean this up with a wire wheel, but we won't do that today. And make it look beautiful again, because these are quite expensive, and if we can get away with having to buy a new one, then we will, because there's no budget really for stuff like that. Just gotta make do amend. So with that in mind, let's crack on. So there's a couple of 10 mils on the back here. These are usually quite long bolts, run full length. Not too sure how long the threads are. You can see there's a magnet stuck. So this looks like it's taken a bit of damage as well. Not to worry, we can clean this up. Just make sure we don't lose anything. We've got a couple of washers, back end of that. No need to take that off. Bearing feels okay. So we'll give this a bit of a clean up first, then we'll glue in the magnet. See how we get on. This back end comes off as well, apparently. There we go, like that. And there's the brushes, which actually look like they're in quite good condition. There's quite a bit of life left in those. The other one is actually attached to that because it connects there. So it looks like that would be a right pain in the ass when it comes to put it back together. There you go. Things are sent to trials. Anyway, let's crack on. So there's the housing. And there's the other bit. Let's just give this a bit of a clean. Just got some green pads here. That's the good old WD-40. Actually, that's cleaned up really nicely. So this is actually cleaned up really well. I mean, the bike only has 15k on it, and this magnet may have only come off quite recently, so we might have got away with fixing it before it was too late. Where the brushes have been rubbing on it, a bit of a mark. See if we can clean it up. A little bit of it anyway. We might as well give it a fighting jump. But the connection, the stronger the torque will be with the motor. So if we can just get this cleaned up, it might help us along a bit. The starter was struggling a little bit. Obviously, if it's pushing against that magnet as well, it's not really going to help. I don't rub this up too much. Well, it's an improvement. We'll just go around it again. This is quite, I don't know what grit it is, but it's probably quite a high number. Imagine, feels like it's about a 500. Let's give it another light. That bit's cleaned up now. The gasket, which sits around here, ripped when I was taking it off the engine, so I'll be making another one. See how well I can get rid of this. Almost there. Yeah, that feels nice and smooth now, so when the new gasket goes on, it should be a nice tight seal. Right, this bit sits inside the engine, so it's all lubricated by the engine, so don't need to worry too much. I'll give it a proper clean again once I've cleaned off the housing. I feel like I should do it whilst it's off and apart, but at this point we're just doing the repair. Give it a bit of a clean up. Also got it open. Any dust in there. So you may be able to see where the missing magnet is. Just going to clean up that area. I've got some epoxy to try and stick it back down again. It's all nice and clean in there now. Got a magnet here. You can see it's got a bit of scoring on it where it's been stuck to the side of the I don't know what that bit's called, to be honest, but it was stuck to that anyway. So we're just going to give this a clean as well. Last thing. I don't know what they use in the factory to stick these on, but I thought a bit of sort of steel seal might be strong enough. Let's see how we get on. I'm going to rough this up a bit. Hopefully it will give a better attachment to the body. A bit that might be stuck to it. Right. It's all nice and clean, sparkly again. Let's give this a final wipe out. Some junk mail here that I'm going to use to mix up the epoxy on. Doing it all up. It needs to be nice and thin. There we go, so we've got thin coating on the back there. around and hopefully it'll stick in the right position. So you can see it's kind of stuck to the magnet next to it, so it might be worthwhile trying to put something in between. In the position now, there's enough gap between them. I'm just going to put some elastic on these. Just going to put these on to hold it in position. There's a little bit in there, I don't know if you can see where the bearing sits, so I'm just going to put a little bit of grease on that. Hopefully it will do some good. Can't do any harm, let's face it. So this is some high temp lithium grease, because sometimes starters can get a little bit hot, can't they? So hopefully it will do some good. Stick that back in there, give it a spin. Oh yeah, feels lovely. Now for the fun part. So it's probably a dead easy way of doing this. Wherever it is, I don't know. So these two, we've got a couple of little washers that need to go on. Just a little bit of grease on that. Again, can't do any harm, can it? It's not getting into anywhere. Doesn't need to be, really. And imagine these washers are designed to be some sort of lubrication, if you like, because they spin against each other. So we'll put a little bit of grease on those as well. Might stop them pulling off as I'm going onto the magnet that's inside when we try and put this back together. Might be able to hear my cat. She wants to come in. So I suppose we better let her in. So there's two spaces on the back of here which have got to line up with the bolts. So there's a hole there, a hole there. So they've got to line up, and we'll see how well we can do that. You see straight away that one of the bushes has come out. There we go. That's clipped into place quite nicely, actually. The fun part's going to be getting that one in, because this got pulled back so that that bit can go into that little gap there. So let's pull it back. Can see how far we can go. As I say, it's probably a dead easy way of doing it. Let's pull this back out again. So you can see how fiddly this is. We'll try and get that into a dial. That might help. So, push that. Here. It's kind of got to go back to them. Almost had it. Certainly trying with patience. Right, we're in, yes. So, let's put this housing back on. Before I go any further, I'm just going to try and put some grease into that bit there. Nice splodge. Splodge is a word, is now. Let's see how. Oh, you bugger. It's come out again. Might be able to hear a lot of road noise. Actually live right next to a busy road. Now I think that's on. Okay, so it's together. All we've got to do now is try and line up the little holes. There must be only one way this can go. I've got my 2 bolts. I need to find a gap in the magnet. We can actually pull this apart a little bit. It seems like we've got lucky. One of the bolts is tightening down. The other bolts, however, oh, there we go. You beauty. Right, so hopefully that box has done its job, and we now have a freely spinning start motor. We'll go back into the shed, we'll hook it up with some power and see how we go. Slight gap here, which we don't want. Better. Obviously we don't want any water going in. This has got to have quite a good seal on it. There's no actual gasket inside, it's like 2 sort of lips. So we don't need to over tighten it because that's aluminium. If you over tighten it, you just end up weakening it instead of making it stronger. So I can see now that that's not moving any further. I want to stretch the bolts. So let's give it a go. Yep, that's much better. It's not sticking on anything, so brilliant. That's the first part done. Next job is we're going to be cleaning this up. We're going to be hooking up some power and seeing if we can get it to spin. Cleaning up time. dodgy drill. You can see there like how black and shit it was at one point. Just keep going. I'll show you the state of this one. We'll do a bit of a before and after on this, so there we go. Difference in the car and that. That's had the most exposure to the elements. Yeah, it's a lot of like scoring and pitting. But it won't matter too much. We don't need to, you know, it's not a showpiece. So as long as we've got off the majority of the rust, then we can put some primer on this, some etch primer, and then that'll do the job of keeping it good and protected. And when we come to put it on the bike, it should make a whole heap of difference. So let's just finish off this bit. Okay, testing time. Let's see if all that was worth the effort. So just need to connect somewhere, so we'll try it just on the end of this. Hopefully that's going to give us enough. Maybe not. Try again. And then we'll just, let's have a look. Hopefully this is a lot quieter and the motor finds it a lot easier to spin. Listen to that. So quiet there. None of that horrible jingling and jangling that we've had before. So it should make starting a lot easier. Okay, so thanks for watching. Hope you found this enjoyable. I know I find like videos of people cleaning stuff up quite sort of therapeutic in some way, so just call me weird, but I do. Anyway, until next time, keep well.